Everyone, this is Dan from Auto Delivery, and what I have in front of you is the 2025 Lexus UX300h in the luxury package. In this video, I'll be going over the buttons and features, and I'll also have timestamp down below in the description to make it easy for you to get the information you want. So if you support this channel, please like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. Okay, so starting off from the back, what we're going to have is a button for the trunk. So if you have the 300, you can actually lift it up electronically. However, you're going to see this nice wide open area here. There is extra storage at the bottom. So a lot of people go like, well, how big is it? To give you like a little rough estimate of measurement, that's about like 5.5 inches. But there's some more hidden storages. So right on the left side, this little tab right here, you pull that out. More storage here, so you can put your bags or anything like that in there. And then this part right here, you can put any tools, but you can keep everything nice and hidden. Now you can also take this off, but however, a lot of customers I see, they just keep it on and then just throw anything they don't need immediately down there. So at the back over here, we have two buttons for you. Okay, so we have one button that just, well, you can probably guess what it does. You press that and it just closes. So if I press this, you can actually set the height by pressing and holding. When you press and hold, you'll hear a couple beeps, and then that will actually set the height for you. So for example, I just set it there, so therefore it will only go this high. So say for example, you want a little bit higher, push it up like this high. Again, press and hold until you hear the 4 beeps. After the 4 beeps, then you can close it, and then the next time you open it, it will go exactly to the height that you set. So this is great for parking in a garage or a place where you don't need to lock your car. But however, in the case where you do, press this button right here with the lock button, it will actually close the tailgate and then lock the car. So great for when you're parking on the street or you just want to get out of the rain as fast as possible, to just press that button and just go. Okay, for the door handle, all you have to do is touch it and it'll just open. However, if you have a passenger on the other side, here's a little trick for that. So both doors are open. Now to lock the car, just touch this little dip and then the car will lock just like that. However, let me just double check. There you go. It's locked. Okay, so if you touch this handle and you have the keys, what's going to happen is that only the driver's side will unlock. Now you can adjust that in the setting if you'd like. So usually what you do is you go inside and you press this unlock button for your passenger. So a little quick way to do that is you can actually put your hand on the handle and just hold it. So like this, 1 and 2, you'll hear 1 unlock, and then you'll hear another unlock, but it's a lot louder because 3 locks are unlocking at once. So you can do this if it's like a nice day, but however, if it's cold, I totally get it. Just go press that unlock button instead. Up to you. So a couple buttons on the door right here, you're going to see that, well, let me just turn on the car first. Usually the features are better when you turn on the car, and actually one of the features I want to show you needs the power on. That feature would be when the mirrors tilt down. Some people don't like it, some people do, but it's really up to you. But I want to show you the auto button over here that automatically folds the mirrors. However, you press this button to electronically fold them, or you press it by mistake, you press it again to open them up. And then what usually happens is that your auto button turns off. So you just have to make sure that is pressed, and then the mirrors will automatically fold. However, left and right, yes, these are also to adjust the mirrors, but because the lights are on, they have this neat feature where you put the car in reverse and then the mirrors actually tilt down. Now, some people like it, some people don't. It's really up to you, but when people want it on, you just make sure one of those lights are on for you. Now, if it's off, that means it's not going to work. So if you're wondering why isn't it working, check these buttons right here. Let me just open the door, just get a better look. It does not matter. As long as one of those green lights are on, they're good to go. Memory seats here. How you would set that up is actually you can set the steering wheel. So let me just adjust this steering wheel. Also, let's adjust the seat to make it so that you can see. Yeah, let's get, yeah, it's good enough. Okay, and as for the mirrors, it also adjusts the mirrors as well. So for example, left mirror, I'm going to press set and then 1. So then it will lock my setting onto number 1. So for example, okay, let's say someone else gets in your car and then makes the mirror go like all the way here so you can't see anything. All right, that's as much as it goes. All right, see, so it's like that. Now steering wheel, let's say someone makes it like way too low for you. Okay, so that's messed up, and now seat is too far away. Now When you press number 1, it will change all 3 back to your settings. So for example, I press 1, you'll see the mirror move, you'll see the seat move, you'll see the wheel move, and that's memory seats. So it's great to have. You have 3 settings, so you can take your pick, 1, 2, or 3, really up to you. So this button over here is the heads-up display. Some people find it distracting, so you can actually turn that off by pressing that button again. So this is how the heads-up display looks like. If I turn it off and turn it on, you will see it. Now, it's great that you have options. It's not like forcing you to have it, so you can't just press that button. You got the odometer and trip button if you wanted to as well. When you press that button, you'll see trip A, trip B, and then distance to service. However, if you want to reset, just press and hold. It'll reset your trip back to 0. Same thing for trip B, reset it back to 0. And this, you cannot reset it. So right now, these 2 buttons over here, they're actually to brighten the multi-information display at the front. Really up to you. So if you wanted to make it dimmer, you can, but however, people usually just have it at the brightest setting, just like this. So right now it's on medium settings. See, it gets really dim. Like, I don't recommend that. I do recommend above halfway. It's usually a good spot for that. All right, we got a couple more buttons that are actually right below it, but they're pretty simple. You don't need to really explain them. Open the trunk, gas, and then front hood. That's pretty much it. Steering wheel, you're going to see all this stuff right here, but it's not too complicated. So for example, I'm going to press this button. Say for example, you open the door, it's going to say, hey, your door's open, but you already know that. So you press this to just go right back to the screen. Also, right below that, you're going to get the pickup call and hang up call option right here. And down here is voice command. So you can say call so-and-so, I'll do that for you. Volume switch is right there, but there's also a volume knob right there. So you can do either or, whatever's faster to you. But usually for, you look at the road, you don't want to be distracted, you can press that. Now this will control everything on that screen. There's actually quite a bit of options because this is the luxury package. It has you can actually adjust 3 different settings. So for example, you can have this one blank. Usually people have navigation there, map 1 or map 2. But however, it's not showing up because this car is not registered yet. But when someone buys it, it will be registered. You can have fuel economy, EV ratio, driving support, navigation, and same thing on the other side. But a lot of people, what they like is the energy monitor. Okay, so you can see how much battery you're using, what's being used. That's usually the go-to or the fan favorite. Over here, up to it you like, but a lot of people that drive hybrid cars, they will usually like the energy monitor, sometimes the EV driving ratio. But in the middle, usually people leave it blank or have map 2. But it's up to you at the end what you want. Now, let's go to the other side of the steering wheel. This is for your cruise control. Now we have the cruise control all up here. That's to turn on cruise control. Set and resume is there. So right now I press it. You see it's unavailable just because this car is not in motion. This button mode is to turn on the adaptive cruise control or the radar cruise control. So this over here keeps the distance between the car in front of you. So if I press this, I'll adjust the distance, but it is recommended to have the furthest distance. So if I press it, you see how it selects it. Right there, you see the bars, and that's how you set that up. Now, however, set and resume are the same and cancels right there, so it's not too different. Mode over here to change between radio stations or Bluetooth. This side of the steering wheel, you're going to see that, well, the lever for the signal. So what you're going to see is that high beams. So high beams is blue. If you press this button right here, well, you can see just blue, but then this button right here, you might accidentally touch it, but when you touch it, it's A-OK, because when you touch it, it goes to the A and it's green. So that's for automatic high beams. If that is on and there's cars in front of you, that's too close, it will actually turn off for you. But once there's no cars on the road, that's when it's going to turn back on. Now, however, you can manually adjust the headlights as well, but it's best to just keep it on auto. Auto will do its own thing. That's when everyone has it. So this button over here is usually for the windshield wipers. It also has the auto. You can adjust the frequency. However, this one, if you twist it, it does turn on the rear wiper. You push it forward, you actually squirt water at the back. But all of you know that when you push it close to you, it'll squirt water from the front. 2 symbols over here will make sure that you don't forget it. So in the center console, you're going to see these 2 buttons here. So one is EV mode and one is hold. Now, if you press the EV mode, what will usually happen is that if your battery is less than half, it won't actually do that. But however, if it's more than half, you can press that button and you'll force the car just to use battery when you go in 30 kilometers an hour and below. You got these right here, heated seats, vented seats, heated steering wheel. When you press it, there will be 2 levels for the steering wheel and 3 levels for the vented seats and the heated seats. So you can just press it like this, really up to you what you like. Some people think it's too hot, so therefore there's 2 levels on the heated steering wheel. But everyone asks for brake hold. So what is brake hold, right? Let me demo it right now. So a brake hold is a way for it to hold the brakes for you. So say that you need two conditions. One, your car's in drive. Second, your seatbelt has to be on. So let's put the seatbelt on just so I can show you how it works. It's a neat feature to have. Not many people use it, but if you do, this should help you out quite a bit. So if I press it right now, it's not going to work. I still need to put the car in drive. So foot on the brakes, put it in drive. Now it's in drive. Now you're going to see two lights. One says hold and it's green. That means the system is active. And the orange button just means that it's holding the brakes for you currently. So it's still in drive. My foot's off the brake and then car's not moving, but you see that the orange light's still there as it's holding your brakes. All you have to do is just press on the gas just slightly, and then it will temporarily release the whole button. My car's moving forward. And then when you come to a complete stop, and you'll see that light turn on again, that means it is currently holding the brakes. Now, a lot of people go like, well, if it's on, if it's getting held, what happens if I accidentally touch that button? So let me show you what happens. So let me just touch this. You see this? Hold, I'm gonna press that button, and this is what's gonna happen. It's unavailable because you actually need to press the brakes when you press that button. So you're not gonna, accidentally touch it and crash the car, but just letting you know, it's safe enough for you to just have it on and off at your convenience, especially when your legs are tired. So this one over here is actually located right here. That is the automatic parking brake. Now you don't need to actually touch it, but however, if you want to put your car in neutral right here, then you can actually pull that up and engage it. But however, aside from that, you're not going to be pressing that button. This over here is the wireless charging pad. So there's two USBs here, but however, that warning symbol. This warning symbol is just saying don't put any card or keys on that, just your phone. We got the climate system right here. So you're probably going to notice that, very important for you, front defogger, rear defogger, plus the mirrors as well. Okay, air recirculation is right there. And this over here is to direct the fan. So you can actually see that up on the screen when you press that button. And then fan controls, you'll see it up there too. However, there's dual zone climate control, so you can have one side hot, one side cold as soon as you adjust the passenger temperature. So as soon as you touch that, it will break the sync and it'll actually go like this. Now, how do you revert this back, right? You actually have to go in press the car icon and go to climate. You'll actually notice that the AC button's here too, but sync is off. One other button right there is actually, it's called S-Flow. When you turn that on, it just cuts off circulation to the back, so you get more power in the front, and you'll see that right there. But usually people just have that on. Now, sync. So I'm gonna press sync, and then now it's synced to the driver's side. So on the driver's side, you can actually change them both. So if you're by yourself in the car, you don't have to keep pressing that button. Just make sure that is on. And again, it is at that vehicle setting right there. Now, as for the infotainment system, let's enable the audio. Tuning the radio station is slightly different. So you actually have to know your radio station. So for example, Virgin Radio 94.5, you press that, you will see this, press the heart button, it will save it right to your favorites. So same thing, say I want something else, right? Let's say AM, you can actually have both. So for example, news 1130, press tune, and then you'll see it right there. And again, press the heart button, you'll favorite it right here. Now these are presets, you don't have to worry about them, you can delete them if you want. But however, because you set them in the presets, you can actually press these two buttons and change it. So if you're on your navigation and you don't want to look away from the screen and you want to change the radio station, just press those buttons down there. Now, for example, you want to say delete the radio station. All you have to do is press edit and then start deleting radio stations just like that. And then once you're done, just press done editing. So for example, I'm just going to see all these are presets. You can just delete them right here, just like that. As for this button right here is to turn off your traction control. If you press it and you turn it off, it will tell you, but however, just keep it on. It's for the best. It's usually as the last resort to get out of sand or snow. But on the other side, on the right side, we're going to see these two right here. You actually see it turn eco mode, sports mode, and you'll see it right here on the screen as well. So normal and sports mode, it's a big difference, but eco and sports mode, it just stays the same. You just have to look at the screen. However, you have more buttons right here, comfort. Now you can adjust it here, but you can also adjust it in the center console. Now all these safety systems are on currently. So as you can see, blind spot monitor right here. A lot of people are used to that one. You probably see a lot of cars on the road with this, and then you're less afraid of being next to them on the road. Parking brake support, that's when you back up, it'll press the brakes for you. You got rear cross traffic alert right here. This will sense if anyone's coming from the left or right. So let's say right here, if you're backing up, someone comes in, it will actually show you left or the right where they're coming from. So now as for lane departure alert, some people like it, some people don't. So when you press this button and the system's active, if you step on the road line without signaling, it's going to warn you. It's going to think you fell asleep. Now as for the safety exit assist, usually what happens is you look in the mirror, it's clear. You open the door, and as soon as it senses someone there, it's actually going to flash the blind spot monitor, so you don't actually accidentally open the door on someone. But you got the pre-collision system, you must keep this on. That's the ICBC discount you get. Auto brake. However, let me show you a couple more things. You can see all-wheel drive, how much power is being used. Also, the tire pressure monitor is right there as well. You got trip information, but or energy flow right here. But however, I showed you the better way of looking at that because that takes up a whole screen. Usually you'll be on your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Other than that, now you have the settings option, right? So for Bluetooth, very basic for you. Just touch this right here, press search devices, and then go on your phone and then find Lexus UX. That's all you do here. Now, down here, you're going to see a couple more things. What people like is usually a little sound customization. If you want to say sound tune, you can, up the bass and all that stuff. But there's quite a bit of stuff here. Display, if you want to dim the brightness, you can as well. General setting. Now, screen beep. Now that it's 50-50. Some people like it, some people don't. You can turn off the beeping sound just like that. However, heads-up display, you can actually customize the brightness of it. If it's too distracting but you want it, you can actually adjust it right here. Right now it's on standard. You can have full, minimal. Right now it's on standard. So like this, let me change it for you. So I'm going to press it to minimal. That's all you get. This is full, and this is standard. So up to you what you like. A lot of people just like that, just like the simple minimal mode right here. But you can, again, there's an option to turn that off. So it's always great to have options. And then the tilt, right? You can actually tilt the mirrors. You can change that as well. Illumination. These headlights, if you want to turn them off right away instead of waiting for 30 seconds, you can as well. So looking at the top here, you can see 3 buttons right here. They can actually pair up to your garage. So if you live in a condo, it might not work, but however, you want to get to this screen right here. So you press the open door button on your fob, and then this should flash green. Over here, you're going to see one new feature, but however, let me just show you the basic ones, right? You manually open the sunroof just like this. As you can see, manually do it. All right, so if you want to press this button, it will actually tilt up just like that so you can breathe. Even though it's raining, you won't get wet. However, on the other side, it's actually to open the sunroof. So pressing this, it will actually open up just like that. And then again, you just press it for a second, it will still close it. So like this, and it will close automatically like that. Now, a couple more buttons here. Well, this door button over here, usually you can see it, right? It is off, that is on. So right now I turned it off. So what is it, right? When you open the door, usually what happens is the lights turn on. However, it is off. So you press that button and then I'll close the door, open the door, see the lights turn on. So you only touch that button if you're planning to clean your car for a long time so it doesn't drain the battery. Other than that, you have these over here. These are touch sensitive and so is the middle part. So if you don't, if you want to wake everyone up, well, press that button there. If you don't, you can just press those ones just for you, okay? However, SOS button here, call for help when you need it, roadside assistance or emergency services, you can press that. Now, last one is the theft sensor. Now this over here, the reason why I want to talk about this the most is because a lot of people are confused. Some people want to keep it on, some people want to keep it off. Like, what do you do? So this is actually an infrared sensor. It senses everything on the inside. So yes, you already have the safety system where you lock the car, someone breaks in, it will actually go in. But however, if say your window's down, you didn't know that, and someone gets into your car, it will actually sound. That pretty much wraps up for this video. If you have any questions or you want me to further explain something, feel free to comment down below. And again, there will be timestamps in the description, so you can find your information you want and get it quick instead of having to watch the entire video. If this video helped you out in any way, or if you learned something new, please press the like and subscribe button to support the channel. This has been Darren from Auto Delivery. Thanks for watching.